Evidence, a dance company, was founded in 1985 by Brooklyn native Ron Brown. And to mark its 30th anniversary and its 3-year residency here at BRIC, we snuck into their rehearsal last week and watched as they worked on their latest piece, which, by the way, highlights 2 new male dancers who just joined the troupe in August. We'll talk to Ron Brown in a moment, but first, take a look at him and his dancers in action.
The belief to keep love and God first. I think evidence is all of those things, like how to keep your family and your teachers and your ancestors ever present in everything that you do. And so that's why we can be here 30 years later. Jack Walsh and I started meeting maybe 5 years ago when he showed me plans of the building, saying this is where the theater space is going to be, can you see what's available? And then I even came in here when it was kind of raw and he was just showing me where things would be. It's been amazing to be here for 3 years and see how it has even changed from 3 years ago. Part of this partnership with BRIC, we've decided to have this community component, which is a free class, either at Ingersoll Community Center or here at BRIC. So one of the new dancers, Taylor Jones, I worked with at a camp. He was 16 years old, and I pulled him and said, oh man, this is incredible.
I had the chance to work with Ron when he was creating a piece that we're actually performing here at BRIC.
I heard that he wanted to be with Evidence. I said, oh, come.
And so ever since 2008, I've kept in contact with Ron, and I was finished with school. He said, we're looking for a guy, and so he offered me a position in the company, and I said yes.
At the same time, the company has an apprenticeship program every summer. And so we had a recommendation from an alumni at Howard. Oh, this guy Sherman, he can apprentice.
I did the internship with them, and this summer, one of my friends, Tiffany Quinn, she was also in the company. She told me I should come.
So then all of a sudden I was looking at like, oh, Sherman, he's dancing his butt off. I said, okay, let me talk to this guy and see where his head is. And it was a fit.
And then I just got a job from there.
They are talented beyond measure. I tell them all the time, you're beautiful, but what else can you bring other than the fact that you can dance? Because I need you to speak.
The fact that we are black males, certain pieces like 2-Year-Old Gentleman has to do with the aspect of how well the men in the family stay together. That piece alone ties into politics, it ties into everything else that has to do with the black community that's going on today.
It's because the media says we don't matter, but when it comes to arts, the media look forward to us. It definitely adds another aspect. For me as a dancer, it reminds me more of the purpose of the movement.
Tie that into the choreography that we're given, and then the story will be portrayed even more because of the experience that we get to put in from our own lives.
For me, I feel like it's a place where your spirit can be free. And so I think it's a great opportunity to show that we are in this together.
Cry for our children. Cry for our children. What are the names of our sons? The sons we loved, but failed to protect.
Now, here live, not directing or dancing, just sitting is the man himself, here to tell us more about the new piece we just saw, about his plans for the future of the company, and his overall mission to introduce urban youth, especially black males, to contemporary dance.
We are, of course, referring to Ron Brown, who'll be leading Evidence, a dance company here in the BRIC House Ballroom from November 12th to the 22nd. And if you haven't seen them during their first 2 years here, please do yourself a favor and find the time. We're delighted to once again welcome him back to BK Live. And how you doing today, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, thank you for coming. You know, I realize you have been here before, and I don't think we've ever gotten at the root of the name of the company.
Oh, wow.
Evidence of what, exactly?
Evidence of what? Evidence of the human condition, evidence of who we are, so our family, our teachers, our ancestors, And when you come to see evidence, you see a reflection of yourself, right? And so sometimes people go see dance and they say, oh, I can't do that because they see princes and, you know, ballet, this other thing, right? Where dancers are showing you they can dance. But I wanted a company to look at like you. So when you come to see the work, you see men and women who look like your family, right?
Okay. Now, you started this dance company in 1985. It is now
Yes, sir.
2015, 30 years later. You know, when you started this company back then, did you have visions of going this long, or, you know, what were you thinking at the time?
Do you know us, I made my first dance piece when I was in the 2nd grade, right? After seeing the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater.
What did it go like?
It was it was on a school trip, right? So when I probably saw Revelations, went home and made this dance to Nikki Giovanni's poem, My Father's House.
Really?
Because it was like, okay, you make a dance about church and family, right? And I would move furniture around.
2nd grade.
Right.
Okay.
2nd grade, right? And because you can make a dance about this, right? I didn't know, right? But I love to dance. My mom was like, stop moving my furniture around. If you break something, you're gonna pay for it. I was like, Mommy.
It was 2nd grade.
Right, 2nd grade. So she took me to a dance class at Bedford-Stuyvesant Restoration Plaza. And I took a class with Marie Brooks, incredible legend. And I said, Mommy, there's 80 girls, right? This is the 2nd grade, so I was like, it wasn't 80 girls, but
Right. It felt like 100.
Right. And so she was like, boys, I know you want to dance. I said, Mommy, I can't, right? I love school and I grew up in Bed-Stuy. So, I mean, I could social dance, but studying dance and being a good student was not good, not cool at all. My mom was going to take me to a dance audition for the Dancers of Harlem when I was 12 years old. We got to the door of our apartment and she went into labor with my little brother.
Get out.
Oh,
Right? So I was like, okay, forget it.
Already jacking you up, little
just trying to
brothers.
show you up.
Little brothers.
Forget it, right? I'll be a big brother, right? I have a sister who's 2 years younger than me. I said, so now I forget it. So I put away my sneakers. I got a briefcase. My sister laughed at this. I shifted the whole thing, dress shoes. My big brother started smoking cigarettes. Just craziness.
I'm
Right?
loving it. You really leaned into it.
Yeah. But I'll be a writer. Shifted everything. Got on the school yearbook, newspaper, went to Edward R. Murrow High School because, Communications Arts Center. So my mom was like, they have dance. I don't know, forget it. This dance thing is, it's nonsense. But I started doing musicals in high school because it's okay to, be the dancer doing the cartwheel into a split, but still I don't want to study dance. Got a scholarship to St. Michael's College in Winooski, Vermont.
In journalism?
Yes, in journalism. Okay, in journalism. But I graduated a year early because I was like, I don't want to get rid of it. Just do it. I'll dance for the summer, right? I like to dance.
Yeah, why not?
Go to this small dance studio in Lower Manhattan, Mary Anthony's dance studio. And in Martha Graham technique, you have to round your back. So in this audition, they're saying, round your back, round your back. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I say, Mom, I think I have a bargaining chip, right? I graduated early. So I said, can I give up this scholarship and learn how to dance? And she said, I told you so. Get a job and learn how to dance. Right? So this woman was incredible, right?
It sounds like your mother was supporting you to be a dancer since day. I mean, besides having your little brother on that day.
That was him.
But what do you say to that? Because so many people don't have that support, and it seems like what she gave you is exactly what you're trying to give to other people.
Definitely.
So why is it so important for you to look up on that stage and see people like yourself dancing?
Because of that support I got from my mom. So when I worked on Porgy and Bess and Broadway, and wherever I go, people say, oh, you create family wherever you go. I said, yeah, that's because of my mom and my grandfather. So my family, they've been on me. So everything I do is because of what they have allowed me to do.
Okay. Now, how do you always keep your family and your ancestors and your God foremost in your work?
Right, so so my baby sister, right, who's now 33, right?
I'm sure she's very happy.
No, because she's incredible. She's an incredible sister.
Good with her,
Yeah.
Me
And
too.
so, my nephew, Ame Divine, her son, was teaching me about brotherhood, right? 2 years old in Brooklyn. And then my 82-year-old grandfather in North Carolina, both taking care of me. And I was like, what? What, for real? Teaching me, come on, Ame's like, come on, Uncle, you work too much, let's take a nap. He's 2 years old.
And he already knows.
Already knows. And so I make this men's piece called 2-Year-Old Gentleman for my grandfather and my son.
And this is part of what we just saw them rehearsing. So tell us what else we can expect to see that night besides inspiring words from the mouth of babes in this dance.
So we're gonna do 2-Year-Old Gentleman, and then I have a piece called March that, man, I made this piece on two men 20 years ago. And then I wanted to, set it on the company for our 30th anniversary. I wanted the work to reflect the range of work, and I put it on 2 women. And this piece is to a speech by Dr. Martin Luther King, about the value of a man's life, right? And these women are killing this stuff, and they're like, don't change any of the choreography, because we're lifting and incredible, right? And then there's a solo called Clear as Tear Water that I put on a woman, Toni Pierce Sands, who worked in the Ailey Company for many, many years. I did not get a chance to work with her, but I worked with her husband, Yuri Sands, on Grace, my first commission for the company. And she called me, she works in Minneapolis. She said, oh, I got this commission, I want this piece, a solo from you, would you do something? I said, Toni, man, you're a gorgeous dancer, of course. And so I worked with her on this piece, and I, writing her, I said, all I know is it's as clear as tear water. And she said, okay. I said, just come. I think it's right. I said, yeah, I think it's about love, but not love for your son and not love for your husband. And then she came here and she said, oh, I see love written on these, all over. I think it was HSBC, but I said, Toni, I haven't seen those things. And so then she started talking about the fact that when she left the company, she found out she had cervical cancer.
Wow.
And so I was like, okay, that's why all of this movement is really about unblocking your pelvis.
Okay. That's what movement does. Can you also tell us about the poet that you'll be working with as well? You have some amazing guest appearances.
Yeah, Cheryl Boyce Taylor lives in Brooklyn. We're talking about they were finding all of these men's bodies, young boys, in Atlanta in the rivers. We just started talking about water and how it's used in prayer and baptism, right? All the uses of it, the spiritual uses of it, the cleansing nature of it. And so we built this piece called Water, and she wrote this piece for it. And whenever I collaborate with an artist, I'm like, okay, these are the ideas, and then they come and they bring their tone to. I'm like, oh, that's where you went with it. But it's incredible because that's what the value is in working with an artist. They come and take it to the next level. Yeah. And that's what's happening this week. And then next week, we're doing a piece called While You Follow that I put on a company based in Havana, Malpaso. They premiered it in 2014 at the Joyce Theater, commissioned it. We're doing a piece called Walking Out the Dark that I started as a book of poetry in 1995. And then 3 years into it, I realized it was a dance. And that's the other thing about oh man, you realize that.
You visualize it long enough, you realize it's a dance.
Yeah.
So you've been here for 3 happy years as our artist in residence. You got commissions in Minneapolis, talking to folks in Columbia, all over there. So what's next? Where's Evidence going when they leave Brick House? Boo-hoo.
Do you know, we're going to, we have a performance in Queens Theater. I think hopefully we'll go to China next year.
Nice.
Hopefully we'll go back to Colombia, to Cali and Bogota. We were there. The company was there maybe 3 years ago, and then I joined them last year for the first time to an international dance festival. So it's incredible to have Evidence go to this festival with all these ballerinas and doing this other stuff, and here we are doing this thing there in Brooklyn,
Stand up.
doing modern dance with movement from Cuba, from Haiti, from Senegal, from the Congo.
Black people.
All these black people.
We're telling so many different stories. I mean, you have a contemporary catalog that's just so vast and amazing. So I'm speaking for myself, but okay, you need to come down between November 12th and November 22nd. Come 2 or 3 times because every time you come is going to be something amazing.
Yeah. It's 2 different programs. Well, I know one of the proudest moments for the folks in this building was seeing that residency that's open to the community, the component where our community, the people who you see at the ATM or on Fulton Street that you pass by every day as dancers and working together and seeing that that work happen. I know, like, just in the building, the buzz was this is why we're here. Like, this was the exact synthesis of the vision behind having a community arts and media house, bringing people in, and you helped to foster that.
Well, that's part of the work that I think my uncle, Keita Muhammad, he said, your job is to take care of people, right? And again, so all of these, at this point, I'm the oldest male in my family. So that's also why the ancestors are always front and center in my work, because first I was like, okay, they're kind of distant, and now they are immediate.
Well, you were a second grader moving the furniture around. Now he's the oldest male in the family,
Not the 2-year-old gentleman
holding down
watching here.
BRIC.
And my nephew, who's coming down to perform on Saturday, is 10 now.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like,
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you
and
very
I
much.
look forward to the performance.
I look forward to sharing
Thanks,
it with
Uncle
you.
Ron.
Thank you, brother.